Vi encounter.
So this encounter is like pretty good for reroll, right? Since you can get like a 3-item carry pretty quickly.
Yeah, I do like it for reroll. You can definitely still play normally, like towards non-reroll, but it is pretty good in my mind for these lines.
So here, are you ever holding Vander pair? I feel like Vander is just like pretty underwhelming of a unit.
So I wouldn't have committed. I like Lux a lot as an early game unit, and so then even though you get Enforcer through these two units, I just valued Lux as a unit more. So I wouldn't have committed the Maddie, and then I probably would have on the teardrop. I probably would have sold the Maddie, and then and then and then because of that the Steb as well. So then I probably would have held the Vander, but had the gold to still hold the other units, if that makes sense.
Okay,
On the
so
Vander
you
pair.
have held a Mumu Lux Vander pair.
Yeah, and then either Morg or Vex, probably Vex, because just kills more units.
Okay.
I think it's fine. I mean, given that you already committed the Maddie and the Steb. Did you check Academy already? Here, yeah. Okay, gotcha. You check it here, and then, I mean, Lone Hero would go pretty hard here.
Yeah. I haven't gotten the opportunity to play this set yet.
Well, too late, buddy. Gone soon. Ooh.
So here I'm thinking Kog'Maw with all that shimmers. I can get a Rage Blade. Although I feel like Shield Bash could be pretty good. We saw that with that one game we VOD reviewed with Weijin.
I was thinking that immediately when I saw Shield Bash show up and you have all these Sentinels already.
Just play 4 Sentinels.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting line, but I mean, it's strong early for sure. Yeah, I think both look okay. I'll probably roll right first. I assume you do the same. Hmm. The thing is, I don't always like this shimmer into Kog'Maw line without an early Kog'Maw.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you have it's such a big diff because he farms you so much gold on his own.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I mean, it's not awful, but for me, it's close between Shield Bash and all that shimmers. And if I were to look around and see fewer Sentinel players early game, obviously you can't predict, but if you just saw like literally 0 Sentinel players, I'm kind of more down to just Shield Bash.
Mm-hmm.
And you're guaranteed to be like pretty strong early game, but I don't think either is necessarily wrong, I guess.
Okay. You ever take Cluttered there?
This is component anvil. I don't think so. I like this more than usual. All that shimmers, even without the Hogmaw, because you get to stack. You have 2 component anvils, right? You likely get to make a an AS item or like something to get you to just proc even more
Yeah.
gold. And maybe if you, I mean, you could opt to even make moguls. Probably not, but like it's probably gamblers. But I mean, just with more items, you get to stack items, right?
Yeah. You ever take Gold Collector? That would be more like
With
Witcher
more AD
Corki.
units, I would be down. I just saw you had a Ziggs in shop, and so I'm already like looking to play around that.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I think it has to be gamblers here. Yeah, it looks like you're, Ziggs is broken.
Here I'm thinking just Shojin.
Mm, is that good with Cog? I guess it depends. If you're trying to play towards like Silco / Cog now, I think Shojin's fine and it's good right now. I would just expect frontline to be able to scale the gamblers more. Is the thing. And it also is like better for your overall item economy at this point. Like if you make Shojin here, all your next backline items are kind of weird for a good while.
So Cloak for Declaw or Belt for Redemption? You want that tier, right? For like, if it's Kog'Maw, you want like
Yeah.
Archangel.
I think if my board is a little stronger here, I'm a little more down for this Shojin take, because then like you're investing, like you sacrifice some item economy for temporary 3 item strength, right?
Mhm.
But because this board does not, I mean, you have potential, I guess. Yeah, you have the Lux pair, you have the Leona pair, you have the Singe pair. So okay, actually, as I said it out loud, I guess either is fine.
Okay.
I think Shojin is more like you're betting on being able to win streak, or like 4-win early game. Yeah, and then you do win here. So this guy's Renata for sure. Yes, this is like Silco slash Hog, I guess. Probably more. Well, it depends what you find, I guess. Oh, I don't think. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'm glad you did that. I was gonna say I don't think Ziggs 1 is that broken without Dom that you would not play the Lux 2 there. But you recognize that on your own. The academy items were JG, DB, and something else, I think, right? You said?
Yeah,
It
I
said.
don't remember what the last one was.
Mm, I mean, the setup is pretty good because for like stage 2, stage 3, because you'll keep shielding and then you'll keep rocking gamblers even more.
No one's going Automata, which is good. Would
Yeah, you can
prefer
even
to stone play here.
take a Nocturne. Yeah, now have another Automata unit. Let's see. What is strongest here? Um, hmm.
Turn.
Another Irelia. It's either Irelia or Lux, I think, but it's close. Probably Irelia.
Do you slam gamblers here?
You mean Declaw?
Or declaw, yeah.
In this matchup, I don't think it would have changed much, so I can understand not making it. Like the guy was AD, right?
Yeah.
Double Leona probably here. Or is there anything else? Yeah, double Leona. I don't like this frontline positioning that much. You're getting your units. Is there a reason you're kind of spreading like that, or just kind of whatever?
Oh yeah, just kind of whatever. I guess if it's against like a Vex, I should do that, but in general, I should be clumping early game.
Yeah, just because of focus targeting, right? Your units will get focused more, like your solo units.
I see.
But yeah, obviously against clump punish, then this is better. But it didn't look like it was due to that. By default, I tend to clump frontline more just for better, for not allowing your opponents to like randomly aggro everything down one by one.
Okay.
I think you have to hold the swing here because you have 2 Sork, right? It's actually a big deal. You can force Sork mid game.
Oh yeah.
You probably also hold. Let's see. Oh, you drop a Swain from box.
I should be holding
I
swing
don't
pair.
really value this Nocturne pair that much. Like, unless you really are planning on tailoring for, I guess you could because you lost your streak, but like, not much of your board besides gamblers really is like forcing you towards automata.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess what's your thought process? Are you still like pretty set at this point on automata in your mind?
I think so. I had in my mind that it could also be Silco, but it seems like so far away, and I don't have like any of the surrounding units for it. And after our last conversation, I've been trying to not straddle as much.
Gotcha. Um, I can see that argument. I also don't think you're. I guess you could argue you're like one cog off of Automata, but yeah, okay. I would still be thinking more so about just current board here. Like I think Swain is so yeah. It's just like on this current board, you just got to recognize like what are your units that allow you to expand on this board more because we're still stage 3, right? And because your board's strong, like you're not really willing to like roll and pivot your board just yet, such that we should be thinking more, I think, about what is the next end that's strong on level 6 kind of thing.
Right. So you would have
And we're
sold
telling
the.
Maddies and let's see, and maybe like one Nocturne.
Okay, so hold
Hold
Swain
this
pair, make
one.
30, but keep the Relia pair in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you got a Swain from Orb. Oh yeah, you could have held a Swain pair. Yeah, I probably would have just sold the Nocturnes. Like we're so even like when you do get to the Automata board, Nocturne isn't even doing anything.
Yeah.
It's just a trade bot, and so I don't really value the unit nor the pair.
Okay, so just when I find a Kog'Maw, I could just roll for Nocturne.
I mean, you have the Amumu, right? Like, yeah, and eventually, yeah, like you settle on like 2 Automata for a bit. If that board is even stronger than your 4 Sork board or 3 Sork board, or whatever you have, it's likely that it won't be stronger immediately if you sell the Nocturnes. But like, yeah, I'd rather hold like the likely next ends for this current board, I guess.
Okay.
Or like definitely the Maddies, right? But yeah.
Actually, would you have sold the whatchamacallit, Nami to keep Nocturne pair and Swain pair?
Oh no, because you have 4 Sork potential, right?
Oh,
Like
right,
you hit a
right,
Vlad, you hit a Zyra. Like it's very easy to get to 4 Sork.
right,
That's
right,
the whole
right.
reason that I'm thinking of Vlad, of Swain, right?
Okay.
4 Sork is like a good spike for you. And like now, you'd have like Elise, Swain. Like now I'm really trying to like get the Silco line going. Like it's really open now in my mind because I have Elise,
Right. Okay.
Morg, Ziggs. I mean, like, you do have these Sentinels upgraded as well, so like you can kind of take this game in so many directions, I guess,
Yeah.
which is maybe the opposite of what you were trying to do from last time we were saying, but.
So eye for an eye out of these three.
Yeah, I think so. Roll middle. I don't know the strength of backup, to be honest. I'm just down for eye for an eye, I guess. Like just more generic, but 10 AS, yeah, I'm just down for this. Like we're not rolling here, but yeah, now you would have a 4 Sork, right?
Yeah.
Which makes you quite a bit stronger, which gives you just, like, yeah, now you're just like 3 dead units. I think when your early game board is weak, then I'm more down for what you're doing. You're basically like having your mind more like tunneled on a line, which is what we even said from the last vid. But I think I'm more so down for that when you don't have tempo. When you have tempo, it just you want to like ride the tempo that you have, right? And start playing like truly like committing your line only when you really have to, because like playing from ahead is so broken in TFT. Which is, you had the option to keep playing from ahead. I know you got your streak broken, but like you're still playing from ahead, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then now it's not quite as from ahead as it could be anymore because you kind of gave up on some key units to continue your spike.
Also, is the Kog'Maw board with the old Watchers without Automata or for Automata?
I actually don't think that this cog line is really a thing with just like it's typically like a more than just gamblers unless you get spat or like to me like this variant of the line is oh
This is where I was getting very confused. Like, do I try to go for Silco?
the Malzahar now, I'm pretty sure you can just play this Automata line because now you have double backline, which is like typically this cog line lacks front line. Sorry, lacks DPS, but now you're not gonna lack DPS because you're gonna hit at some point the Blitz too, and then your board is in a good spot. You just get out of this you either get out of the Nocturne or you probably get out of the Nocturne, and then you play like Garen. It's just whatever frontline you can put together. So like, this variant of the board typically, well, in this variant you don't typically see, which is going to be Mal's Cog Duo throughout stage 4. But when it's the just Kog'Maw variant, yeah, I still think that assuming you hit a Garen, the Watcher variant is very good. If you don't hit a Garen, I've also seen I think it's on 8 though, but 4 Emissary is also very good sometimes. But that's usually when you have items for Nocturne as well. It's usually when you have items for Nocturne as well. Yeah, you go 4 Automata, 4 Emissary.
And no
watch,
sniper?
You don't. Yeah, sometimes you don't even play sniper with this Kog'Maw. It just depends on like the setup that you have.
Oh, okay.
Like when you have Nocturne items. Yeah, I wouldn't have skipped the would not have skipped the Ambessa there, but fine. Because it's just a good unit, pairs with your Nocturne and like gives you good stats. But I like this board you're settling on. Like
you just hold the Ambessa or you play over the Rumble?
Probably hold it. Right? I don't think I'd play it over this upgraded. I mean, Leona is trash, but like it's still your only frontline upgrade. So
yeah,
I don't mind in this sense.
So out of these not left,
yeah,
I feel like Call to Chaos is pretty high variance, and I need more frontline. So out of these 3, the right one seems the best.
What I don't like about I'm the Carry now is that Automata gives you resistance on just your units.
Right.
And so I actually feel like Chaos is pretty good here, right? Like if you get let's see, if you get triple snipers, you kind of win the game, right? You put on Nocturne. If you get triple Hull Crusher, it gives you frontline. Double Zeeks, fine. Double Locket, fine. A bunch of gold, fine. A bunch of rolls, you 3-star everything, fine. I feel like Chaos is one of the best augments you can get here, in my mind. Spats, if you get Automata, you also win the game. You get Sniper, you kind of win. Like Sniper is also really good. You put on Nocturne. It's like Sniper Crest. There's so many hits. I feel like Chaos is really good here.
Do you have a link to the tables at that?
Yeah, let me I can send it to you. It's just on
Okay, never mind. I've got it.
Tactics.tools. Tactics.tools. You just do it with Tactics.tools, and then under the tools tab and table, it should show up.
Okay.
Here,
So
I sent you the link.
The 5.
I don't think any of these are bad. Maybe the TGs is like even then it's not even that well.
TGs are like the 5 emblems, or
yeah, that's what I'm saying. 5 emblems could be like I feel like 5 emblems
could be good.
Is likely to even be quite. I mean, not likely, but like 10 emblems is a 10% out. I don't know. I don't think that your current spot is so good that you're not willing to like take some risk to turn it into a really good spot. Which I think Chaos has so many good hits here.
64 EXP also doesn't seem that great.
Oh, that doesn't seem that bad to me. You get to potentially play around Mouse too then. Much more likely. And if we're arguing that frontline is not good, you could just get a free unit to play.
And a 3-star 3-cost unit?
That's just gold, right? It's just gold. It's a fuck ton of gold, and you get lucky there too. Like, you have so many hits. That could be Scar. That could be Kog'Maw. That could be Blitz. I don't know. I don't think of any of these like as the only real laurel here would be you hit Emblem and you don't hit you don't hit Sniper. You don't hit Automata. You don't hit Quick Strike. Like even like Quick Striker is not even that bad. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think your spot is so good that you are not willing to like take such a high upside augment, which is what I view chaos as.
Okay. Are you like generally taking chaos a lot of the times? Like it's that just
No, no, no,
generally?
no. I don't think so. I think it's just really good in this line.
Okay.
I would think about it more deeply. I would think of chaos not as this is a bailout or this is a high variance augment. Think of all the things it can give you, and think, is this good in my line? I think I used to almost never take chaos, like maybe like 3-4 sets ago. I forget when I usually introduced. Maybe I'm overstating like how long ago that was, because maybe it wasn't even introduced then. But when I started thinking of this, because I would see really good players take this in spots that I would be like, why is he just gambling? But if you just think about all the outcomes, it's not a gamble. It's not a gamble when so many of the hits are really good for your line, right? Double Zeeks, double Locket on dummies, triple Hull Crusher, good. Triple Snipers, you win the game. A bunch of gold, good. A bunch of XP, good. A bunch of rolls, good. 3 TGs, little mid, but not even awful. Like the 5 emblems, you have so many hits in this line. Or maybe not so many, but you have good hits. 3-star 3 costs, you also have hits. That's what I think of chaos as. I think of it as just think it through everything. Do those fit into your line? And if so, it can be a good option.
Hmm. What other lines is chaos particularly good in? I guess the like triple snipers is particularly good for automata. Um,
Can you get in Silco, right? Triple snipers ward sounds
oh,
insane. Double locket. So I think this augment is quite good in Silco. Triple CG, fine. Five emblems, fine. Like you have hits, a bunch of gold, bunch of XP, good. Um, I'm trying to think what other lines. I haven't been offered this that often lately. I don't know why, but maybe in like a Sentinel. I'm trying to think if it's bad. Maybe not even. I don't think it's even that bad in that line. Maybe it's not as good, but I don't think it's bad. Um, yeah. I mean, Spencer, I don't know why Spencer rates it here as an S, but he is giving it an S in the Meta TFT tier list.
okay. If you got 3 Hull Crushers, who would you put it on? Just put it all on like
Like
Blitz?
Blitz. You can put it on Blitz, yeah. You put it on Bessa too, something like that.
Yeah, I guess I view the front line so binarily. Um, I haven't ever seen like emissary frontline with Kog'Maw backline.
It was I had never played it nor seen it until Tidal played it. Tidal played it really well in Macau, and then since then, a bunch of people started picking up on it more. He like did this for Emissary, for Automata mid game, and then he pivoted off of it. He played it so well. He's playing really well on NA as well. Ladder, he's been playing a lot on NA, so it's been fun to watch him and try to learn from his lines and playstyle as well. But yeah, that was when I picked up on that variant of this line.
So do you need like Archangel in that case then for some damage? Because otherwise Kog'Maw like doesn't really do much, right?
If you're playing the 4 emissary line, though, typically you need items on the Nocturne as well, which is why Nocturne slash
Oh,
Ambessa. Yeah, and then your front line is pretty good because you have the Garen too, and then you have the quick strikers, right? So like and then like you get a little bit of extra backline with the Nami. Like it's not like your optimal end game board if you truly make it to like super late game, because you have a Tristana and a Nami that are both dead,
yeah.
but it gives you a really good front line, and it gives you quick striker for a Nocturne, and Best has a good unit when it has quick striker activated for free.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. Lightning speed already have a rage blade, so probably no good. And
Yeah, I've been finding this augment to be really bad. This binding speed augment, so I almost never take it.
yeah. For now, pretty much
Yeah,
I'm
now
good.
it has to be right for sure, right?
Okay. Are you just ever rolling down to like hit a stronger front line here?
I don't think so. At 81 HP, if anything, I feel like the real cap of this line right here. given you only have 3 cogs, you have 81 HP. I feel like
Push
to
levels.
me this looks like a go 90 pivot out of it.
Oh,
Because no spat and just gamblers feel so mid. And Shojin's not even that good on like Shojin Rageblade gamblers doesn't even seem that good on Kog'Maw. You don't even have like many blitzes. You're not really gonna hit blitz 3. Like if you look at the stats, so you're 81 HP, reasonably rich. You have like some combat. I feel like you I haven't seen the rest of the lobbies playing, but like you theoretically could be playing for win here, right? You also have an early Malzahar. And so I think you should be thinking about like what can win you the game here. And if you just look at like 4 automata cog 30, 4 automata, let me pull it up in the stats real quick. Exclude automata crest, exclude like wits. Let me just exclude all the really good artifacts because you don't have any. You don't have wits end, you don't have snipers focus, you don't have snipers emblem, you don't have rapid fire. So bear with me for 1 second here. You don't have fish bones, and you don't have nocturne 3. And then now let's see. And if I put now cog 3, blitz 3, yeah? Because I assume if you roll down for those guys eventually, that would be like if you stick with this line, that's your theoretical cap, right? Is blitz 3, cog 3. Your win rate, what would you guess your win rate is there? So what my filter is I'll send it to you real quick. This is the exact filter I have. 3 item blitz, 3 item cog, 3 star, 3 star, and let me add Malzahar to make it a little better. Okay. What do you think this win rate is? And for the viewers, and if you're not able to pull it up, I'll just say it verbally as it's sending here. The filter is 4 automata, Kog'Maw 3/3 item, Blitz 3/3 item, Malzahar on the board, exclude automata emblem, exclude wits end, exclude snipers emblem, exclude rapid fire cannon, exclude fishbones, exclude nocturne 3.
let's see.
Which is 30,000 games. Yeah. So this is not like a BS filter. This is a very commonly played line.
What about adding Gambler's Blade? Because I do have.
Oh yeah, it's add gambler. Okay, I think that is only fair to add Gambler's Blade.
So AVP or win rate? Let me guess.
Both. I guess both. You can try to predict both, but I think win rate is more important because we're playing for win, right?
Yeah, I'd probably say the win rate is like 15%.
Actually, a pretty close guess. It's 14 with Gambler's Blade. Without Gambler's Blade, it was 11.8. So Gambler's Blade does put it a little better.
And then AVP at like a 3.8 or something.
Oh, the AVP is actually pretty good. The AVP is a 3.3.
Oh, I mean,
that sounds high to me. But let me see. Yeah, about 3.5 actually. But I feel like in my mind, this spot, aren't you already kind of guaranteed a 3? Like I feel like if I just push levels and I do it, I find it hard to believe that this spot from 81 HP, you have a Malzahar. Like I feel like anything lower than a 3 is you through the game.
Oh, definitely through the game, which is why we're going over.
Oh yeah. I don't mean to. Sorry, yeah, I'm not stating this to like be mean or anything. It's just I feel like objectively we could be. I mean, I could be wrong, but in my mind, I look at the spot. I'm like, okay, sticking with Kog'Maw here is like playing towards a 3.5 AVP. You could even miss the 3-star. Like you're not even really guaranteed to hit the 3-star so easily here because you don't have many copies of. This is with Blitz 3, right? In the filter.
Yeah.
If you let me remove Blitz 3 because here I don't think Blitz 3 is super likely anytime soon. If I just go Blitz 2, all of a sudden your AVP like is 4 super low.
Lower than 4.5?
It's 4.4.
Okay.
Win rate of 8.1. And so if instead, obviously, like I can change the filter to be what I would optimally want to get to, which is like Malzahar 2, LeBlanc 2, something like that, then I mean, obviously the AVP is going to look better, but like you could even throw in a Rumble 2. You have a Rumble on the board. Like you could fathomably get the Rumble, maybe. But I guess you're kind of poor in some sense because you leveled early. But so maybe truly like capping around 5 cost is a little less straightforward from this HP value, but
Although the Gambler's Blade should be able to generate a lot of gold.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like looking at this board, this board is like it's not awful. The main issue is just Leona is so bad, but you help your front line a little bit for in the interim. You can jam a level and on 4-5 maybe help your front line a little more.
Would it even make sense if we were going the fast 9 strategy to just level and put in Scar right now? Like that could preserve streak and generate more gold from gamblers?
It puts you so low in interest though is the issue. And I feel like I'm already assuming we lost. I feel like to have high odds of winning 4-2, I mean, I don't think you lost for sure, but like given our front line is Leona too, I feel like it's unlikely we truly win even with adding in a Scar, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm underestimating the strength of Malzahar. I just don't see this board very often, so it's easy for me to misrepresent how strong this board is. But like Mal's Cog duo stage 4, I'm not. Yeah, I don't think just leveling will give you high odds for a win.
Okay. And so if we are thinking about going fast 9, what I don't even know like what is the board? What is the board that we're trying to get to? Like it's literally just like the only fast 9 boards I've really like come across is basically Black Rose, like the Bronze for Life Black Rose board, and like we talked briefly about like the 80 flex boards, but we're playing AP basically here, right? So basically it's Black Rose, or is it like something else? Given that this is the state of the board we have.
Yeah. So I think I've seen some of the best players in NA's Dish Soap and Tetsuko specifically go this route more often when they have these early 5 cost drops. Right? You have this early, I forget where we got this Rumble, but like you have this Rumble, you have this Malzahar. I see it often when they have units like these, specifically Malzahar. Mordekaiser is another one, and you randomly have like some items for Mord, Nasher, or QSS that you play around them as if you're, and when you're ahead like as an HP, you play around them as if you can expect to 2-star them, and you cook a board, whether it's cook or like you create some like board using templates that you have in your mind around these units, such that like if you have Malzahar 2 on your board and front line, like the board literally cannot be bad. Right? Any random front line that is upgraded with items and a Malzahar 2 with good items for the Malz, which you basically have, literally cannot be bad. Right. And then so here, for example, I would be thinking I have Malzahar, I have Rumble. You could try to 2-star both of those. So then it's like a Rel, right? You already even have. And then the Rage Blade, the best holder for this as a 5 cost is LeBlanc. So then you could probably try to fit in some Black Rose, right? The main concern there for me would be I have no Elise. How contested is Elise this game? And then given you're playing Rel, like you could and if you're playing Black Rose, maybe you have Morgana and then you have another visionary, maybe like a Nunu, right? With the Nunu's even a chop with the Elise, that's 4 visionary. That could be a line, something like that, right?
Okay.
That requires you to know that LeBlanc is insanely good with Rage Blade, which I don't know if that is top of mind for you, but yeah. I think that's a big part of it, honestly, is that I know that. So if you look at LeBlanc, just as an explorer filter, literally just go LeBlanc, 3 items. Even I guess you can make it a 2-star. You may as well like. Let's do any star. That way you get even more data. Rage Blade is good. I'm pretty sure Gamblers will also look. Gamblers is like okay, it's plus 0.05. It's not amazing, but not bad. But Rage Blade is very good on this unit, such that she'd be a great holder for these 3 items. Shojin is very good on the Malzahar, and then you have double backline items, right? So you could just split those between LeBlanc and Malzahar.
Why is Rage Blade so good on LeBlanc? It's her spell.
She has
the next 3
hit.
attacks.
Yeah, it's just like AS is just very good on this unit. So Like for example, she is very good in build different.
Hmm.
Yeah, she just likes auto-win a lot to proc the on hits, I guess. Cast, and then you proc the on hits, and you cast again.
Okay, so if the game plan is to go 9 here, we're saying go 8 at 4-5. I'm basically expecting to lose all of stage 4. Go 8 on 4-5. Hopefully generate a decent amount of gold from both interest and gamblers played. And then plan to go 9 on like 5-2 or something.
Yeah, probably 5-2. And then you probably like still kill a bunch of units here because you have so much DPS from Automata. Maybe you lose every round, but you'll still be 2 lives at least, right? A lot of it that depends on knowing that there's no like player that's gonna win out this lobby. There's no 500 Cam Baron cash out or stuff like that. But
Yeah.
that would allow me to be more open to this line. But yeah,
And
which
then
that's also why I was more down for chaos, right? In that the XP or the gold could also just let you play those directly.
right. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I haven't really played much Fast 9 like this set. Yeah, I gotta practice it more. Um, a lot of times when I play, I just die because I'm just not familiar with like the legendary boards. Who would
Makes sense. I think a lot of it is if you play it from spots where you already have one copy of some of the 5 costs, like your odds of hitting a mouse 2 or a rumble 2 here are so much higher, right? But when you already have the one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Who would you put the stone play and the declaw on in the late game? I feel like the board that we just kind of talked about doesn't really have a great tank. Like Elise seems like the best option.
Ideally, I mean, if you have a Garen, right? Because you can play that with the Vlad too.
Hmm.
Vlad 2 on the Black Rose board. Garen is usually the best option if you don't hit the Garen. Yeah, at least it's not awful when you're playing a Nunu on the board because then, especially if you have like Jace and Nunu, then she will likely cast twice at that point, Bruiser and Form Swapper. Jace definitely also like has a good chance of making this. Not making, will definitely make the board if you hit him. It's just you don't have him. But if you're going fast 9, Jace is mandatory on the board if you find him.
Okay. Okay. Good to add that to my repertoire. Didn't even cross my mind to go fast 9 here.
Yeah, just because of the win rate being kind of mid of this line and your spot being quite good. See, this guy's 0 gold. But your front line is still, even with this, I'm the carry now, I guess your front line is still quite lacking. But like, yeah, see, your losses are so small here. 3 unit loss, like.
That could have been a Scar diff.
Yeah, the guy's board is, I mean, given that the guy's at 0 gold, his board is pretty abysmal. I would expect his board to be quite a bit better, but. This guy's Ziggs with Radiant item. He's cannot be weak.
So I've opened sword, completed frontline. So I'm just thinking tier ideally for Malzahar and move like static shiv off him or Reroll.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I hope you look at your damage chart here because I'm wondering if sniper is even necessary here
Oh,
at the moment. The thing is, it's hard to know how much your DPS is from automata procs versus like just straight up damage is the issue.
hmm. I haven't taken Scuttle familiar like the whole set as well. I figure it's better on like Sentinels.
It's not awful. I guess with Firelight, sometimes it's a little sus with this if you're putting it on Scar. Because he might run to some random spot on the board and then die there, and now your crab is in the middle of nowhere.
It would be okay on like a Blitz 3, right?
Yeah, I think it's a lot better on Blitz than it is Scar, because Scar is all like DR, right, from Watcher, and this isn't.
Right.
You don't get any DR, so
Yeah.
I'm fine with skipping this here.
Right.
Yeah, it's still all skips. You could maybe argue that Chill on Mal's was like, I think Chill is like very lobby dependent.
Uh,
When you see like a bunch of melee units with no QSS, but it's not that good. I'm fine with skipping it as well.
I've never taken
Um,
chill either. Like Mal's and maybe like Twitch could be good.
Yeah, I think it's very as I said, it's very lobby dependent. When you yeah, but yeah, those units are good. Any unit that hits a lot of units can use that. Even like honestly, if it's a very frontline heavy lobby, no, it's not that common, but it can happen. Right? Urgot, Violet, Mbessa, Vi, a bunch of those units in your lobby, and none of them have QSS, then chill on literally anyone can be quite high value. Yeah. The one thing with this is you're so far from Scar 3. And so percent max HP is just I mean, I think I would take it here, but like yeah, you're just so far off that I feel like you're not getting a real true anomaly for quite a while. But
Yeah, but I also want the goal to like hit Kog'Maw
yeah,
3.
I don't think you really even anymore. I guess
Okay.
I'm just commenting on this one is like not amazing, but you kind of need the gold as you're saying.
I was like wondering if I should just get out of War Automata.
Oh, I feel like you lose so much DPS, and you really want level 8 here,
Yeah.
right?
Do you ever roll on 8 here?
Mm, it depends. Like depending on your spot, because now we roll on 7. I feel like it gives you so much strength, right? I could like I feel like leveling and then rolling on 8 allows you like it gives you a much more secure placement, right?
Your percent chance goes down like from 40 to 30 or something?
To hit. I mean, yeah, but you get
But you survive
so much
longer.
strength. Yeah, it's just what you're trying to go for more. Are you trying to play for like true highest cap versus higher placement? I think level here and then roll an 8 gradually is you also have guarantee odds, right?
Yeah.
Um
And
I don't know 4 watcher. I guess you are 4 watcher. Because you could easily drop the scar, drop that. So you level, you play blitz, and then at that point, what other good units could you play then? Now you could go back to 4 emissary potentially. I don't know if that's better though. Um, it probably is 4 watcher, but it doesn't seem that good because you're playing a Vlad and a Scar too for a long time on your board. But
yeah, it just
yeah,
seems like a
I don't
really
think either
awkward
one is wrong
spot.
here. Yeah, it is a little awkward in that sense. Yeah. This is TG, I guess, is best here. But Garen, I suppose. Yeah.
I'm taking bad losses.
Yeah, we're just lacking so much tempo now, right? We stayed level 7, and this guy already hit his whole board with a good last augment. So I just don't think with these items, like the cog with like 4 automata, you kind of really want the gunblade slash arc. If you're really going for cog 3, archangel goes hard as well in this line.
So this with gamblers would be what Rage Blade in either Archangel or Gunblade?
I think so. I haven't played this like vanilla, just cog line, no spot, no artifact besides gamblers in a while, but unless like from way ahead, which I guess you were technically, but Let me look. Gamblers. Gambler's Rage. When you have Gambler's Rage, I don't think it's ever Shojin anymore, but
Yeah, I guess you have enough attacks, or like you don't
yeah,
need
it's
advantage
it's it's
on.
it's either Gunblade or Archangel. It looks like in the stats.
Okay. So here, do you ever take the Malzahar too?
Malzahar. Oh, definitely. I feel like it's the only option. Yeah.
Just whatever on the even shroud.
Yeah.
Against that Twitch player, I want to be same side, right? Because he could just hit me across the map.
Yeah. Hey, you reduce his sniper value.
Yeah.
For sure. We even have enough deep. I guess you scale long enough. Do we? Yeah. That's a big upgrade to the board. But yeah, no Scar 3. It just didn't feel like we had enough copies to really expect a 3-star everything. I mean, I wish you would have your meta TFT chart for this game so you could like truly see how many copies you're expected. But
I think I do have it.
oh, awesome! Yeah, let's see. It didn't feel like okay. You had a lot of gold to be fair. Maybe we lowered Scar a little bit, but just like given your spot on 4-2 in number of copies of the units. It didn't feel like we could hit with reasonable tempo and then still go 8, but
Let me see. Change window. Right, you can see this.
yeah. Let's look at the Scar. 5-2. You're expected to hit. Oh, unit counts. I think is the tab. It looks like we were expected unit counts.
Oh.
You're expected to hit by 5. You were expected to hit them by 5-2 easily. I mean, you super low rolled Scars. What this looks like. You did roll a fuck ton of gold, so.
I rolled the Kog'Maw, and well, I guess the Malzahar doesn't really count. But yeah.
Yeah. You also super low rolled Blitz, I guess. I'm curious how much. So what is your HP by 5-2? Let's take a look again, because your board didn't.
46. Oh no, 29.
29. So if you didn't roll at all from 4-2 until 5-2, you'd probably be a tad lower than that. Be 25, and then you'd be rolling on 9. As I'm saying all this, it sounds like we were just so poor. Can we revisit the decision on 3-5 again? Because we leveled roll on 3-5, and you went quite low there. As I'm saying all this, I'm starting to wonder that why are we not rich? And as I'm remembering now, we leveled and rolled. I didn't comment on this much, but like, what was the real reason we needed to level and roll here and dig so deep? I don't think we needed to. We were on a 1 loss.
You're saying you wouldn't even have even leveled?
You could maybe level here, but let's see. Yeah, I feel like this board is actually fine. I don't. If we have the cog.
That's true. My board didn't even get. I think I was just digging for the 4 automata, but that didn't really make my board that much stronger anyway.
You're just like rushing the transition, right? Like you're just like, I see the cog. All right, it's time to get the 4. Cog is here. It's time for 4 automata. But in fact, like no other factors point. Okay, I don't want to say no other, but like your streak does not point towards needing to do this, right?
Yeah.
You're a 1 loss. Your HP also doesn't point towards needing to do this, right? The only factor that's telling us transition is that we're 3 out of 4 automata. That's in my mind. Maybe the other factor is that gamblers on Kog'Maw gives you more gold. but you can still just put the gamblers on. If you really wanted that, you can get weaker, put the gamblers on the Kog'Maw, but you get more gold on this current board.
Yeah.
And I think this ended up, and your fast 9 spot would have been much better as well. Maybe you're a little poorer, you're a little less HP, but I think the root of all our issues ended up being that you're a little poor.
Yeah.
And I think all that was caused by this. Let's see how much. I think you were making 28 by the end of this round, if I'm not mistaken, or 30. Let's see how poor we got after this round.
Okay. And actually, I don't even think the board was that much stronger.
Yeah, we also didn't even really get stronger. Leveled, you might have rolled for like, did we roll? Yeah, we rolled once or twice.
Okay, I guess I got 2 upgrades. Oh, I got mouths. Okay, it's a good amount stronger.
Right? Oh yeah, we got the mouths, but like I don't even think it was. I mean, what does winning even do for us here, really? Like, it saves some HP, but at the cost of so much gold.
Yeah.
And I feel like our whole
definitely
game,
not even close to 30.
Yeah, the trajectory of our whole game changed here, I feel. Because now, yeah, I don't know where I got 28 from. Yeah, 24. I remember it's in the 20s. But like all of a sudden now we're kind of poor.
So if I leveled and sat, I would have been at like 40.
Is that true? How much did you roll? Let's see. If you leveled and sat,
around 30, maybe 40
from
with the
the
gold
procs
I
of the thing.
Yeah,
maybe 40.
So I lost like 20 gold or 2 interest.
But why are we? But leveling for what though? Like for what unit? If we have the Lux in, like our last board was 2 Automata, 2 Center. I feel like there's no clear unit even to play, right?
Like in my mind, it's like if I can make my frontline stronger, then the 2 interest I'm losing is maybe more than made up for because Cog just scales infinitely with the Gambler's Blade.
But you have to think about like how are we making the frontline stronger with the 1 unit we're gonna add? Like, what is the tangible way to make this frontline truly stronger in a way that is net positive with the econ we lost? And I don't think it's actually very possible.
I did get the
Like,
2. I got the Umumu and Knock upgrade. If I had a Blitz as well, like I feel like that's a decent amount stronger now.
oh, but you roll, right? You roll. If you roll, then you're spending I guess how much more gold and expectation are you expecting to get from the Gambler's proc such that
compared to the gold I'm losing from rolling?
Yeah, and interest. I just feel like it's not. I feel like your frontline isn't even that bad at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're sitting on like a Leona 1 or like literally nothing, then sure. But I feel like the combination of your frontline already being upgraded, 2 items, 1 loss streak. I just don't see the need to like rush to improving the board here.
Okay.
Like you only really have to be strong enough, right? You don't really have to like hit your real true spike for this point in the game. Like yes, your real true spike is 4 Automata, Blitz 2, Kog'Maw 2, right? You're level 7. You could fathomably hit Blitz 2, Kog'Maw 2, Scar 2, Zeri. But like what's the need when this frontline is like, if you just look at this frontline for stage 3-5, it's like it's not the best, but it's far from the worst, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. And it would have given me the gold to be able to hit like the Scar 3 or Blitz 3 if that came up later.
I think so. I think we lost. I'm trying to compute how much gold we lost, but it was quite a bit. We lose you don't make 50 this round, don't make 50. I assume you make 30 the next round. I assume you made 50 by 4-1, but like it would have allowed you to 2-star your board on 4-1. Yeah, like here, instead of being Leona 2, I think you would more likely be like Blitz 2, Scar 2, and then there'd be a lot less pressure as well.
Mm-hmm. So instead of being on a 2 streak here, I might be on a 2 loss, but then my stage 4 would have gone a lot more smoothly.
Yeah, and in fact, you'd be richer as well, right? Because you would have continued your loss streak. let's see, you're a one loss streak, and then I mean it wouldn't be that big a diff in terms of gold, the streak gold, but like, and the only reason you really streaked here, like let's be real, it's because you hit the Malzahar, right? like there's no one unit you could really find in one shop that would really get you the streak. I don't think hitting like one blitz would really get you the streak.
So I hit the one unit that I needed to justify rolling that deep.
To justify, and even then, it just ended up being not that. Yeah.
Oh, and this
Even
Call to
though it's fine,
Chaos.
yeah, I think Cult of Chaos aside, I mean, yes, I do think Cult of Chaos is a very good choice here over I'm the Carry now, but I mean, I think that's just another factor, but yeah.
I feel like I come into this scenario a lot where I think in my mind when I'm playing reroll, and maybe this goes back to the idea that we were talking about previously about like rolling to your streak. But like I think I just have this heuristic in my mind that's like if I'm playing 2-cost reroll, or if I'm playing 1-cost reroll, I need to do an aggressive roll down 3-1. If I'm doing 2 costs, I need to do an aggressive roll down 3-2. If I'm doing 3 costs, I should do 3-5 basically. To just like preserve HP.
Yeah, it really just depends on one, if you really feel like you have to play that way, because let's say you're playing a comp that has a timer, which I don't. Or one, I would say like try to avoid comps that have like such low ceilings, but I don't think this comp necessarily fits that pattern. But if you truly feel like you have to play that way, you make sure you actually absolutely need to look at your matchups. Number one, look at your matchups and make sure you're actually like you actually need the spike that badly. Otherwise, you're going to take an 8-unit loss or whatever. And the other thing is make sure it's congruent with like your streak and your gold situation. Because I mean, a 3-star 3-cost board is not that cheap, such that like we can really afford to dip this much in. Like if you were on a 3-win streak here, I think it's a very different story. At that point, I'm super down to level and roll. But we're on a 1 loss, like and you're at 80. Not only that, you're on 81 HP. If we were on a 1 loss, but you're like 50, then also the story is very different. A good example of this as a reroll line is the Renata line. I don't know how much Renata you've played this patch, but the real way,
I played it
not
a
the
lot.
way, not the real way. The way I've seen it played best was Wajan, and I've started having good results with it. Is you lost streak almost the entire stage 2 and 3, and you are so rich that you get to 9 on like 5-2 with 3-star Renata, 3-star Singed, because you proc Cambaran twice. You never even dip below 50 the entire game. You get all these free copies, and you win the game easily because you 3-star those units and you get the 9-6 Sentinel. You threaten getting to Malzahar 2 and Rumble 2. And it doesn't fit like the mold of, oh, you're playing reroll, you cap low, assuming you play around your streaks well. And this is what I've noticed from like players like Setsuko and Wajan who do play reroll a lot, is that they don't have low win rates with these comps. I mean, these guys have godly win rates on their profiles, right? If you look at, they're like 25.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that they play reroll. That means that they win with these comps. And the way they do it, for at least compared to what I used to do, which I know is a mistake I would make, and as I'm calling it out here in these teams as well, they play around the streaks really well. Ultimately, meaning they're way more efficient with their gold, way more optimal with their gold throughout the whole game. And ultimately that is what allows you to cap your comps really well, right? They're just playing the game with like 20 more gold than an average challenger player.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, makes a lot of sense. All right, so to summarize the major mistakes, I just burned too much gold on 3-5. Early game, I should have held the Swain because I would have been able to hit 4 Sork, which in like maybe 3-1 and 3-3, I could have won those rounds. Call to Chaos for 4-2 would have been just had a much higher upside. Like, I guess I'm the Carry kind of minimizes like downside of getting like an 8th or something, but doesn't really, basically lowers my ceiling significantly. And then on 4-2, just like recognizing that there's the option to play for like not necessarily having to play cog reroll, and like leaving, considering the option of like playing for a fast 9 ankle.
Yeah, I think we're a bit poor for that now. As I revisit this and I see how poor you were, I think fast 9 here, we would have been 25 HP by 5-2. I don't know how much gold we would have had. It's hard to say exactly because there's also the gambler's gold, but like, but yeah, I think a lot of that was just exacerbated by the 3-5 getting poor issue. But yeah, I think just at least having it in your mind that you could angle some of these spots where you're 81 HP, maybe like plus 15 more gold would be a little more reasonable here. 81 HP and like a bit more gold than this would be even more fast 9 territory. But this one, maybe it's more questionable, given that I forget how poor we were in this spot. But yeah.
Okay, cool.